guys, it's ADR with ADR's Premier League Review, back with another episode number 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the new subscribers who subscribed yesterday. We had thousands of them. Just kidding. We didn't. I wish. That'd be nice, man. But anyway, we're working our way there, alright? We're working our way there. So, we are going to start with the Manchester City-Brentford game today. Much like this weekend, I was really hoping Brentford could get something done against Manchester City, and much like this weekend, that didn't happen. So, Manchester City again, though, from what I said, this last weekend does not look as fluid as they did before. Again, they had consistent amount of chances, but they are looking redundant in what they are doing. Erling Haaland did get the winner at the 71st minute, but I do think there were some lackluster performances within the City team that get overshadowed because the team as a whole is just such a well-run, oiled machine by Pep Guardiola, right? So Phil Foden, I do think, had a very, very good day on display. He was really intricate in a lot of their play, making a lot of things happen. I do think also that Jeremy Doku had a very good game. He's starting to look like, in certain situations, he doesn't know exactly what to do, but he's still young. I believe he's 21, 22, and that will come with time. The fact that he's getting this much playing time this early with Pep is very new. Pep usually gives you some time to go ahead and feel your way around because, you know, his system is very, very difficult to comprehend. But Jeremy Doku does look like he's getting a very good time with jumping into it. So moving on from that, we're going to look at the 2 Champions League games that were here today as well. We're not going to get too in-depth with them, but I do think that the Dortmund PSV game was a bit more fluid and what I wanted to see out of those 2 games today. I think that it was more free-flowing. I think that it was a bit more up and down. I think that both teams went for it in a relative order, right? You don't want to overdo it in Champions League, especially the first leg, because the first leg is a must-not lose, right? That's really what you want to do. And you seeing the 1-1 scoreline, you can see both teams were kind of content with that, right? So the one critique I do have about that game is the PSV, in my opinion, was looking for fouls way too much. Right? We don't want to see that. We want to see you guys play. Even Chucky Lozano on the left-hand side, he had his defender on toast. There's no reason for you to go down easy and ask for yellow cards because I thought that was a yellow card doing it in the first place. But this man was able to get away with it. But I just think that PSV's style of play is better than what they showed in a lot of aspects of that game. They seemed like they were settling and looking for those corners, the long free kicks from outside the box. They were getting a lot of free kicks about 15 yards to the left and to the right of the box just to get in and try and whip those balls into the dangerous areas, which is perfectly fine. I just think that PSV is a bit better than that, right? Jadon Sancho looking a bit more fluid, looking better than he did at Manchester United, and here he's not getting scapegoated. I do think that he got scapegoated at Manchester United, but that's a story for another day. The second game that we had, the Inter Milan versus Atletico Madrid, they, in my opinion, was a bit slower in that game. I think that they were really trying to play with each other as far as chess, right? So what they were really trying to contain their opposition throughout the midfield. It seemed like every single time they got to the final third, they kind of ran out of ideas, got a bit nervous, and even in my opinion, I think that Simeone, we know that he's got a very defensive style of play, right? I just think that they didn't offer anything going forward. I mean, 0 shots on target. Yes, you heard me right. 0 shots on target with Atletico Madrid. That's not good enough, right? You can't win a game with 0 shots on target. So I think they need to be a bit more expansive. We know that you're solid defensively. But at some point, you're going to have to start taking risks if you really want to win these tournaments. Right? And I know I shouldn't be speaking from an Arsenal perspective. We've never won the Champions League. We don't have a big European pedigree. But that's what I would like to see my side do tomorrow is take chances. That's the only way you're going to have a successful campaign is risk and reward, right? You have to play it smart, right? You don't go, 10 in front and then leave one guy back, and just hope for the best. But I do think they need to be a bit more expansive and use the players that they have. I mean, they have top-notch players. I just feel like they're a shell of themselves in a lot of cases. I just can't even believe this man is still here kicking at 34 years old, Marko Arnautovic. This man is here. He comes in as a super sub and wins the game for Inter Milan. That is top-notch quality, in my opinion, that he's still able to do that at 34, and Inter didn't just see his last stints at his last teams and say, hey, look, this guy's old. They had the confidence to bring him in, and he made a difference. That's something that a lot of people, young and old, can take into consideration when they're looking to try and play at the top levels. This man could very well just be sulking on the sideline. Hey, look, I've done this before. They should put me in. No, he's waiting for his opportunity, even at 34 years old. Knows what it means for his team to come out there mentally strong, mentally prepared, and tough to come out there and get the game winner for his team. So just to look ahead slightly for tomorrow, we're just going to look at the Arsenal-Porto game. As I told you guys, I'm an Arsenal fan. We are away at Porto. I am hoping and believing that Arsenal can get the job done tomorrow early in the first leg. They have a 40-year-old turning 41 in 6 days, Pepe, in the back line. We know Pepe will just come in and cleat somebody in their face. It doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't matter if the ball's over there. This man will just come in and then he'll act like you hurt him. He'll just come down and start crying. But to each his own. He's a master of the dark arts of the game. So we have to be very, very weary of that. We have to play smart. We have to be tactical about our movements. And I think that Mikel Arteta has a lot to prove in this young team. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Comment down below on the section for your team. Let me know a little bit of the ins and outs. Because for me, I do feel like Inter Milan could have brought a little bit more. I do feel like Borussia Dortmund and PSV was a bit more back and forth. But you let me know if that's your team. You let me know if that's the style of play that you want to see, or if you want to see them be a bit more expansive and take more risks. I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Your mama, your daddy, your auntie, everybody. Let them know ADR is back and we're here to stay. Thank you so much. Tune in next time.